When am I going to get my money from Clark v. Astrue settlement? Oh, and I know some of you are probably like, oh, okay, here you go, Attorney Reeves. Can I give you the short answer? Give me the short answer. You want the short answer? I'll give it to you. I don't know. And this is where I'm not trying to be nasty, because I've had people, Social Security is telling me the same thing. Let me give you a number. 140,000 class members. That means they can't do it all right away. And a lot of people are like, well, the court said they have to do it within this particular time, and they have to do it. Breathe, man. You got to give Social Security the opportunity to get it right. And I've said this in a couple of videos. Why do I say that? Well, guess what? If they screw up and give you money back and then they determine later they shouldn't have given it to you, guess what's going to happen? Overpayment again. You don't want that headache. You want them to get it right. That's the first thing. Second of all, if you don't have an idea, if you're sure, if you even fit the criteria, how do you know? Because right now Social Security has basically sent out letters saying you might meet the criteria. If you don't know if you definitively do, how do you know you're going to get anything at all? And then finally, don't let it frustrate you. But the reality is, the source that can hook you up, let me say this again, the source that can hook you up is Social Security Administration. They are the ones, let me say this again, they are the ones who can provide you this information. They're going to send it to you in writing. So the problem is that everybody is so anxious to get that money that they're not giving the government a chance to work it out. So what happens is that you call the local office and you get mad because you talk to maybe someone who's an intake coordinator or somebody at the front desk who may not have an intimate knowledge of it, because a lot of this is done in the back office portion of it. They don't know, and maybe it's not posted to the system yet. So you're getting frustrated when you should be doing is sitting down, letting the system work itself out, and getting your letters from them, explaining to you everything. Now, I know some of you are like, well, that's the problem. That's why I can't trust the government, because that's what they screwed us up in the first place. Slow it down. The court has recognized that if you fall into this class, there was an error done on the part of the government. They're going to fix it. Let them fix it. Stop being so anxious about trying to figure out when you go get your money. Because that's what and I've had a few people call me saying, when am I going to get my money? And I'm like, yes, my name is Anthony, and who are you again? I need you to pause, wait, give it a time. I know this is not easy to hear, but your money is coming if it is actually coming, meaning if you actually meet all the criteria. They're going to let you know. So don't sit around here wondering. They'll let you know when they find out. How long after I've been diagnosed with a particular condition should I apply for Social Security disability benefits? You know, I've had this thrown at me a couple of times where people will go to the doctor and for whatever reason, whether it be a mental health condition, a physical condition or something, and they're thinking, man, maybe I should apply for disability benefits. How do I know? Okay. The standard by which Social Security they're looking at is, do you have a condition or condition that's kept you out of work for 12 months or more, or could reasonably be expected to keep you out of work 12 months or more? That's the magical language. And the reason why I say that's the magical language is, let's say, for instance, that you've been working, and finally you just stop working because your condition really has been kicking your butt. And then you're thinking, okay, maybe I should apply. The question is, do you have a condition that if you haven't been out of work for 12 months, looking forward, do you have a condition that they think, let's say looking forward, do you have a condition that they believe will keep you out of work for 12 months or more? And I know some of you are going, well, I can't predict the future. How do I know? I may want to try to work. What happens if I test the job market? I might get a part-time job. What happens? And you rack your brain. What I tell people is, when you have been diagnosed with a medical condition, you have to now ask yourself, let me back up for a second. Usually what happens when people come to me and they say they've been diagnosed for something, this is usually, they've usually already been working. You know, they've been working, they've had the condition, they've been working, all of a sudden they stop because the condition's been kicking their butt. Now they're thinking maybe they should apply. That's usually the normal situation. What you're talking about here is a situation where you go into the doctor's office, you've been diagnosed with a condition, and you're thinking maybe that condition is itself enough for me to apply for disability. And here's where I tell people, and I've said this in other videos, stop focusing on the diagnosis itself. The diagnosis itself does not automatically create an inference of disability, meaning just because you were diagnosed with a particular condition does not necessarily mean you're disabled right there on the spot. Now, there are some that may. If you've been diagnosed with terminal cancer, well, that's probably one they're probably not going to give you a lot of lip over. I've had a few clients I've represented who've had terminal cancer, went in stage 4 cancer right out the gate. Those are usually the case. But think about most conditions that people have. I've had people who have, been in situations where been diagnosed with diabetes, diagnosed with depression, things of that nature. And they're thinking, well, I got this condition. Clearly, I'm disabled. Well, the reality is that there's no way of knowing because you're looking for. So you're having to project, do you believe this is a condition that'll keep you out 12 months or more? Some are a little bit more difficult to ascertain, meaning you're in an auto accident, a bad auto accident. Well, you're thinking, oh man, clearly I'm gonna be out of work. Well, it depends on the extent of injuries. You've had people who have had devastating injuries and then have been able to get rehabilitated back to work under 12 months. Because remember, there's no such thing as a temporary Social Security. Either you are disabled or you're not. I know that's a long-winded answer to a very short question, but here's what you need to recognize. Don't focus on the impairment itself. Focus on what limitations you have from the impairment, and that will help answer your question. If you've been diagnosed with diabetes, that does not necessarily mean you're a slam dunk to get disability, because they're going to say, well, does the diabetes condition prevent you from being able to work? So then you now need to ask yourself is, how limiting is your condition? How limiting is it going forward? Now, and here's the other thing that I tell people, and this is just my shameless plug for all my fellow representatives out there. If you're not sure if your condition is one, contact a representative, whether it be a non-attorney rep or a Social Security attorney. Either go to the National Organization of Social Security Claimants Representatives or the National Organization of Social Security Claimants Representatives, which is called NOSCR, or the National Association of Disability Representatives. Go to those places. They both have toll-free numbers. They both have representative referral hotlines. Why? So, or even worse come to worse, if you're thinking about applying for yourself and you don't want to go to either one and you want to check me out, go to my website. Either way, my thing is stop trying to figure it out on your own, because what happens is that a lot of people think because they have this magical condition, whether it be diabetes or depression, low back pain, irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease, psychosis, all these magical conditions, and they're thinking, I got that right one, baby. You're thinking you got that one and it's on. And I tell people, no, it's not about the condition itself. It's about the totality of the circumstances. That's a big way of saying we got to look at the whole picture to determine whether the condition itself disables you. So why try to figure it out on your own? Ask for help. Because guess what? When you apply for Social Security, they're not going to tell you that. They're going to make a determination of whether or not they believe your condition disables you, but they're not going to say you should apply based on that condition, because the right to apply is really up to you. But if you're not sure, ask for help. All right, everybody, I hope you like this, the way we shake, rattling, and rolling here. Again, we're going to be back here on Monday and Wednesday of next week, so you better make sure you come back here and check out those new videos. I think you'll really like them. As always, leave your comments down below, or you can always shoot me an email, or you can go to my website. There's just so much stuff you can go to. You can come and leave a chat message. Make it drop like it's hot, baby. You know what time it is. If you need any help, that's what I'm here for. My name is Attorney Reeves, and I look forward to seeing to you. Woo, bad English. My name is Attorney Reeves, and I look forward to seeing you next week.